Did you know that adults have their own unique superpowers when it comes to language learning? Yeah, like that whole adulting thing wasn't enough. Turns out we've got hidden talents too. While kids are out there soaking up languages like sponges, we've got our own set of skills honed by years of experience and, let's be honest, probably a bit of caffeine. While kids absorb languages naturally, adults have tools, skills and strategies that make them just as capable, if not more so, in mastering a foreign language. Okay, let's talk about life experience. You know, that thing people are always telling you is valuable? Well, guess what? It's true. As adults, we've accumulated this massive database of knowledge about the world. We've seen things, we've done things, we've probably even regretted a few things. But the point is, all of that experience gives us a framework for understanding new information, including languages. Think about it. When you encounter a new word in your target language, you're not just starting from scratch. You're able to draw on your existing knowledge to make connections and figure out its meaning. You might recognize similarities to words in your native language, or you might be able to guess the meaning based on the context. It's like having a cheat code for language learning. For example, let's say you're learning Spanish and you come across the word biblioteca. Now, if you were a kid, you might just see a bunch of random letters, but as an adult, you can use your powers of deduction. You know what a library is, right? A place with books. And you might even know that biblio has something to do with books, thanks to words like bibliography. Boom! Just like that, you've cracked the code. And it's not just about individual words. Your life experience also gives you a deeper understanding of grammar and syntax. You've been exposed to language in all its complexity for years, so you have an intuitive grasp of how sentences are structured and how words relate to each other. So, embrace your inner old soul, language learners. Your life experience is not a burden, it's a superpower. Use it to your advantage. Let's talk about motivation, people. Specifically, the kind of laser-focused motivation that comes with being an adult. See, kids, they learn languages because, well, they have to. It's like part of the deal of being a kid. But adults, we choose this. We choose to embark on this wild, often frustrating, but ultimately rewarding journey of learning a new language. And why do we do it? Because we have a reason, a purpose, a goal in mind. Maybe you're dreaming of finally having a conversation with your Italian grandmother in her native tongue. Or maybe you're eyeing that promotion that requires fluency in Mandarin. Or maybe, just maybe, you're tired of relying on subtitles to understand the latest Korean dramas. Whatever your reason, that motivation is what's going to keep you going when the going gets tough. It's what's going to get you out of bed early to squeeze in some vocabulary practice or convince you to spend your Friday night at a language exchange event instead of, doing whatever it is people our age are supposed to do on Friday nights. So embrace your inner goal-getter. Language learners, define your why, write it down, stick it on your fridge, tattoo it on your forehead if you have to. Just make sure it's something that truly lights your fire, because that fire is what's going to fuel your language learning journey. Chapter 3. All right, folks, let's be real for a second. Remember those language classes back in school? Yeah, those weren't exactly known for being, shall we say, engaging. I mean, endless verb conjugations and those cassette tapes with the, let's be honest, questionable accents. Not exactly the recipe for language learning success. But guess what? We're adults now, which means we have access to a whole arsenal of learning tools that those poor kids could only dream of. We're talking apps, websites, online courses, podcasts, YouTube channels, virtual reality experiences, the list goes on and on. It's like the wild west of language learning out there, but in a good way. Need to brush up on your grammar. Boom! Download Grammarly or Duolingo. Want to immerse yourself in the target language? No problem. Fire up Netflix and binge watch some foreign films and TV shows. Craving some real-life conversation practice? Easy peasy. Join a language exchange group online, or even better, in person. The point is, we have options, people. We no longer have to be confined to those dusty old textbooks and those monotone cassette tapes. So, go forth and explore language learners, experiment with different tools, find what works best for you, and most importantly, have fun with it. Because let's face it, learning a new language is way more enjoyable when you're not stuck in a 1980s language lab. Chapter 4. Let's talk about brains, shall we? Specifically adult brains. Now I know what you're thinking. Trevor, what's so special about adult brains? They're just full of useless trivia and that one song from high school that gets stuck in your head for weeks on end. And you know what? You're not wrong. But adult brains also have one major advantage when it comes to language learning, critical thinking skills. See, kids, they're still figuring out the whole thinking thing in general. But we've had years of practice. We've honed our analytical skills. We've mastered the art of problem solving, and we're not afraid to ask why. And that, my friends, is a game changer when it comes to language learning, because let's be honest, languages can be weird. They're full of exceptions to the rules, nonsensical grammar structures, and words that sound exactly the same, but mean completely different things. It's enough to make you want to tear your hair out. But this is where our critical thinking skills come in. Instead of just blindly memorizing rules and vocabulary, we can actually understand the logic behind them. We can analyze sentence structures, compare different grammar concepts, and figure out the why behind the what. And that, my friends, is what separates the language learning novices from the language learning ninjas. It's about understanding the language at a deeper level so you can use it more effectively and confidently. Chapter 5. Okay, let's talk about one of the best parts of being an adult. We've mastered the art of, talking to people. I know, some of us are better at it than others. But the point is, we've had years of practice navigating social situations, building relationships, and most importantly, not crying when someone disagrees with our taste in music. And guess what? All those social skills we've acquired, they're about to come in handy for our language learning journey. See, language isn't just about memorizing words and grammar rules, it's about communication. It's about connecting with other human beings, sharing ideas, and, dare I say, having a good laugh or two. And who better to practice with than native speakers? Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, I can barely hold a conversation with my own cat in my native language, let alone strike up a conversation with a stranger in a foreign tongue. And you know what? That's okay. We're not all social butterflies. But the beauty of today's interconnected world is that there are countless ways to connect with native speakers without having to, actually leave your house. Join online language exchange groups, find a tandem partner, or even just start following some native speakers on social media. The key is to find opportunities to use your target language in a real-life setting, even if it's just through a screen. So, there you have it, folks. It's never too late to learn a new language. Science shows that the brain remains adaptable, thanks to neuroplasticity, at any age. While adults may not mimic native accents as easily as kids, they excel in vocabulary acquisition, grammar mastery, and applying language in practical settings. Adults bring wisdom, experience, and determination to the table, making them powerful language learners. So, what's stopping you? The journey to learning a new language starts with a single step, and that step can happen at any age. What inspires you to learn a new language? Share your thoughts in the comments below.